All right. Hello, Paltalk friends. Happy Thursday. I am so glad that you can join me. If you're following all of this crazy Gaddafi news, take a quick break for some pop culture, for some celebrities, for something a little bit more lighthearted and fun. My name is Dorothy Cascerceri. I'm the senior editor for In Touch Weekly, and you are watching the In Touch Weekly show here on Paltalk.com. Today I am joined by a dear friend and radio personality, Wendy Sloane. Now, do you go by the middle, is it the middle name or the maiden name?
Either way, it's okay.
Wendy Loey Sloane or Wendy Sloane, either way. Wendy Fabulous Sloane is really what we're going to call her. Wendy is a radio personality. She has a radio show in Connecticut that is just announced is going to be going national. And let's see, why is Wendy on my show? Well, because Wendy invites me on her show every Thursday, used to be. Yes. Now it's moving to Fridays. And I always dish the latest in celebrity news and gossip with Wendy.
My favorite part.
Just like I do with you guys every Thursday. So we wanted to bring Wendy on the show. She has a really interesting background. And it's a very timely moment for her since her show is now going national. It's a really, really big moment for her. And so we wanted to, give her a round of applause and promote everything that she's doing. So let's talk a little bit before we, also, how can I forget, of course, the new issue of In Touch Weekly. I have it right here. It's not the easiest to get on Wednesdays or Thursdays everywhere around the country, but I get my hands on it. And so we're going to be going over a lot of fun celebrity stories, fashion, beauty, all sorts of things. But let's first talk a little bit about Wendy. So I was introduced to Wendy about, I guess maybe a year ago or so.
Isn't it hard to believe?
I know, it's crazy. So I have been doing Wendy's radio show once a week for the last year.
Actually opening up my show.
Oh, yes, that's true. She lets me take the reins in the beginning and open it up, which is a huge, huge honor. And I first was introduced to you because I had done Geraldo Rivera's show a lot on Fox News Channel, and I was introduced to Wendy because Wendy used to be a producer for Geraldo. Yep. So she has some pretty interesting stories under her belt. Before we get to those, let's talk a little bit about where people can listen to your show now that it is moving locally to Fridays and moving nationally. Yay! So exciting.
It's very exciting. Well, on Fridays it's going to be at 11 o'clock all through Fairfield County into Westchester on WGCH 1490 AM.
And also the nice thing about that I love is that I have a lot of family and friends in Philadelphia. That's where I'm from. So I'm able to send them the website, WGCH.com. Yep. And it's great because you can listen live on the website and you also can listen to archive shows on the website, which is really nice. So if you want to listen to some of Wendy's old shows, she has had some fantastic guests. In fact, don't you have a soundbite from Regis Philbin that opens up your show?
I do, yes.
I mean, that's no small accomplishment. Regis Philbin he's a tough cookie, and
he was very gracious to do that.
Yeah,
and it was no prompt. He just did it, and he's just so Regis. That's the way that's just him.
I'm gonna miss him. I'm so sad that he's leaving Regis and Kelly.
I know. I'm watching the countdowns every morning. I keep watching, and I said, it's just television. It's not going to be the same in the morning.
Right. Exactly. So so we can watch the show or listen to the show at WGCH.com on Fridays at 11 a.m. Right? And then nationally, tell us about the new national platform.
Okay, so the national show is going to air on Sundays at 2 p.m., 2 to 3 p.m. on the Business Talk Radio Network. And it's picked up in a lot of great markets, 27 already, and I haven't even launched yet.
27 markets.
Yes.
And by the way, when we're talking about radio markets, we're not talking about small town Wisconsin or anything like that. Wendy is going to be in Las Vegas.
I know, it's exciting.
In where else? Give me the
Seattle, Boston, Los Angeles.
I mean, huge markets. So obviously there is a great demand for your show. Yes. And I'm very excited because I am going to be the exclusive celebrity contributor to the show, giving you all the good dirt from In Touch Weekly, as I usually do.
My favorite magazine, of course.
And by the way, if you want to check out the latest that's going on with In Touch Weekly, please visit the website, intouchweekly.com, or follow In Touch Weekly on Twitter, at In Touch Weekly. It's super simple. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Dorothy Lauren. That's my middle name. And also on Facebook, I'm facebook.com/Dorothy TV page. And Wendy, you have a new Facebook page also, correct?
I do. Please go like my page. It's www.facebook.com/What's Up with Wendy all together. It's brand new. There's some really cool pictures. There's a picture with me and Regis. There's a picture with Geraldo, some producers. There's Howard Stern's on there, even O.J. Simpson's on there.
O.J. Simpson. Okay, so Wendy has a lot of great stories for us. If anybody wants to participate in the conversation, you are more than welcome to raise your hand on Paltalk and join in. We would love to hear your questions, thoughts, comments about anything celebrity related. Wendy, so you covered some pretty big trials during your time as a producer for Geraldo.
I did.
So you covered O.J. Simpson?
I started there right before O.J. Simpson, right before the trial. So actually during the chase of O.J. Simpson, I was, you always remember where you were at certain points in your life, and that was a memorable, especially if you're a reporter and a news producer, and I was in Geraldo's office, and we were all sitting together watching that chase, and it was such an I'll never forget it as long as I live, and covering the whole trial, and hanging out with Kato Kalin, who is really a nice guy.
Wow.
And
hanging out with Kato Kalin, hold on a second, you can't just, you're just throwing that one in there and then moving right along. Now, what does that entail, hanging out with Kato Kalin?
Well, we were in LA obviously a lot, and he was here for our show, for Geraldo's show, and every time they were in, Geraldo was very gracious and hosted a lot of people at his home, and after we did shows, we all went out to dinner all the time, and so we just, I really got to know him on a personal level.
Wow.
He really is a nice guy, he was kind of caught in the whole thing, and so he was a good guy, and that was just an amazing experience to be with Geraldo during that time, because our show was like #1 rated.
Right. Well, that was a huge moment for Geraldo, and certainly with you being a huge part of it, it's just incredible. And then also you worked on the JonBenet Ramsey trial, right?
Ramsey was actually that was my baby, that was my story. I was doing Geraldo's Celebrity News Show, which is actually what I launched my show, What's Up with Wendy, off of. Because to back up a little bit, when they first approached me about doing a radio show, what would you like to do? I said, well, I'd like to do kind of what I did for Geraldo for his Celebrity News Show, which was the hallmark of his show, which was highly rated, and it was amazing, and there was people, I would have had you on back then. There was people like Cindy Adams and Richard Johnson from the New York Post. Back then it was like they were the people, and then it was always a celebrity and always a news story, and they loved the idea. So I was doing that show, I was getting to work very early, and I always grabbed the Post, and on the cover was the beautiful JonBenet Ramsey. And I just went after the story, and I owned it. And
wow.
I was in Colorado, half the year covering that story, and they did not want us there for anything.
Oh, I'm
when they
sure.
found out Geraldo and his producers were coming, it was like a ban on everything, because it's a very small town. And they didn't want us. But we wound up being there, and I made some great friends. It was what an experience, and God rest her. It was just, it was an incredible, it was a great story to cover.
That's fascinating. It's so funny because, you're a radio host, and I do a lot of radio and television commentary, and nothing really beats the stories of being in the field. Way back when, I covered tons of big stories, like when Heath Ledger died here in New York. I was one of the first reporters down at the scene in Soho, and I did a lot involving that story, and geez, there's just so many big ones. And speaking of stories, by the way, I have to quickly get to In Touch Weekly, because I have been just dying over this story, The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I talked about this on the Wendy Williams show this morning, which has been a very kind of hectic day so far. Also, I do want to get to Lindsay Lohan. We cannot go without talking about her, because she has been in a pile of trouble lately.
Unbelievable.
But just really quick, I want to touch first on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. For all of our Paltalk viewers out there, I don't really think you need to be from the East Coast or be from New Jersey to enjoy the show. And the thing is, even if you don't enjoy it, you might still watch it, because it's one of those shows that kind of just reels you in and becomes very addictive, even if you feel infuriated by the way that these people are acting. I watched the reunion last Sunday, and I'm really looking forward to part 2 of the reunion this coming Sunday. And we broke in Touch Weekly the story that the reason Jackie Loretta wasn't there, because everyone was kind of shaking their head, why isn't she there? The reason that she wasn't there, sources say, is because she and Teresa have been fighting over the fact that a photo was leaked to a website of Teresa's husband, Joe Giudice, with a sexy woman. And now Teresa claims that it's a family friend. Who knows? But Teresa blames Jackie Lorita for leaking it. And actually for selling it. I shouldn't even say leaking. She is blaming her for taking it one step further and actually making money off of it. So there's a lot of bad blood going on there. And right now Teresa Giudice is kind of like the outcast. She all of a sudden went from being kind of the ringleader of the group to being the black sheep of the group.
And they always have to pin somebody in those Housewives. They always get somebody to
They have to. Well, there's no Danielle Staub now.
That's
so
right.
it's like who's going to be next, you know? It's like musical chairs. Who's going to be the next villain? And the thing that I have to mention here, now, my opinion may not be the popular one, just forewarning everybody. If you have another one, you know, raise your hand and come on and join in. But everybody is really coming down hard on Teresa about all of her spending. She's $8 million in debt, which is not a small chunk of change, okay? But guess what? She's the only one that's really getting out there and making something of herself. She is going to be on Celebrity Apprentice, which is incredible. I can't wait to see her on there. You know, Caroline Manzo, she did a radio show in New Jersey. It didn't really take off. She also is launching, well, her Fabulicious cookbook. Spent 2 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, even though she bashed her co-stars in that book. She still wrote that cookbook, and I would guess that Caroline Manzo might have wanted that sort of thing.
Right.
She also is launching Fabellini, which is her version of a Bellini.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, taking a little page out of Bethany Frankel's
I gotta
book
say,
with
not
the
bad
Skinny Girl
idea,
cocktails. Okay, and you know, I'm not trying to pick on Caroline Manzo because I really enjoy Caroline Manzo, but I'm just making a point here. Caroline Manzo's sons, they launched an energy drink called Black, and it just was very lackluster. There wasn't a lot of media about it. And so I could go on and on about the things that Teresa is doing. Oh, one more. Teresa's makeup line is being picked up by CVS. And Caroline Manzo,
big.
right, huge. And Caroline Manzo's daughter, Lauren, has been trying to launch a makeup line. So look, I'm not picking on the Manzos. I'm not, because I think that Caroline is one of the most level-headed on the show.
Right.
But it's like, you know, we're hearing from sources this week that people are ganging up on Teresa because they're jealous of her.
It always happens like that.
Does it kind of
I think
add up though,
yes,
right?
it does. But that's how, you know, the stories get juicier, and that's how they get more people reeled in to keep watching.
Yep.
That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, we have some really incredible incredible scoops on this. We have like 6-page spread about all of the complexities of what is going on with the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We have a whole diagram about why they turned on Teresa. You gotta pick it up because the stories are really good. Now, moving on to Lindsay Lohan. Oh dear, Lindsay. Okay, so
sad.
So Lindsay Lohan. Now, I have a soft spot in my heart for her. I really do.
Too.
When I started doing a lot of entertainment commentary on TV, especially on Fox News Channel and on Geraldo, it was right around the time when Hollywood's starlets, all the teenage starlets, just went wild. Paris Hilton was in an orange jumpsuit on her way to jail, crying in the back seat.
I remember
Lindsay
that.
Lohan was wearing the alcohol monitoring bracelet with her bikini in Malibu.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember all this, right? And I have just commentated so many times on what goes on, and with her parents divorcing, it's a really, really sad story. I've interviewed her many times. I've interviewed her mom, Dina. She is a lovely woman, despite what people say. But now Lindsay is really...
I mean, look at the pictures here.
I don't know.
What happened to her?
I don't know if you Paltalkers are able to see this, but she is looking tragic, okay? Her teeth are rotting. They are the color of a banana peel, and it looks like she has, I don't know, it looks like she ate a brownie or something before she showed up at this red carpet event. I mean, I like brownies, okay, but I'm gonna just, you know, take my compact out and check my teeth before I'm smiling for 100 flashbulbs, 1,000 flashbulbs. So anyway, we consulted a few experts in this week's issue of In Touch to find out what exactly has gone on with her looks and her appearance, and why does she look so haggard. And a dietitian tells us that alcohol and tobacco use can cause swelling under the eyes. Okay, so that's her eye issue. Her teeth are yellow and they're decaying, probably from drug use. In fact, her father, Michael Lohan, and let's not really use him as such a credible source, but her father, Michael Lohan, actually went on Headline News and said, point blank, okay, Lindsay is smoking crack and meth, and that's why her teeth are that way. Now, again, I'm re-quoting him, okay? This is not my opinion. This is not what I'm reporting.
Right.
But, you know, it's just making a point and saying that she is really on a bad track. Yesterday, she spent about an hour in police custody after she was called into jail, or into the court. She was called in because she has been getting off so easy with all of her misdemeanors and everything that's happened. And she was sentenced to 360 hours of community service. And she didn't show up for 9 of her sessions. She was a no-show. For a few of them, she only showed up for an hour. I mean, what good is that going to do? How's that going to help the community? And I'll tell you, this judge, I give her a lot of credit.
I do too, absolutely.
Because she put her foot down, and she is now calling Lindsay back in November 2nd to see if she formally violated her probation. So everyone's kind of sitting there, you know, like, ooh, you know, interested to see what happens. Is she going to go to jail? Unfortunately, the LA County jails are overcrowded. So somebody like Lindsay Lohan is probably not going to end up there. They don't have enough room for her. She has a non-violent crime, you know. So it's not like she's a murderer or something like that. Those people are going to take precedence. So, you know, will it be another house arrest perhaps? You know, she spent 35 days in her house in June. Anyway.
And nothing's helped. That's what the sad thing is that nothing's helped.
Yeah, it's almost like you watch, you know, we talked about Britney Spears last week and how she's dying for a proposal from her fiance, Jason Trawick. And you looked at how she resurrected her career and how she got her personal life back on track. And it makes you think, well, maybe anybody can do it.
Right.
Do you think that Lindsay can?
I want to think that she can. I'm so rooting for her, but at this point, someone like that judge has got to put their foot down and just... I kind of want to take her and lock her in a closet and don't let her, because I'm scared that what the next thing that we're going to see is another one. I don't even want to say it, but I'm
another
scared
Hollywood tragedy.
That's what I'm scared
right.
of.
Well, because we've seen so many stories like this.
And why can't somebody, doesn't anyone have influence over her to take her and just, you know, maybe she just needs the extra wrap around her. I don't know. It's just to look at her, it's gone in her eyes.
It's really sad, I have to say. So moving along from Lindsay, I want to talk about Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries, because I cannot get enough of this couple. So this week they're celebrating their 2-month wedding anniversary, which, sorry, is kind of a milestone for them.
Yeah.
You know, going off of the way they interacted in the show and then also in the special, the wedding special, he just seemed like he was ready to wash his hands of her. And rightfully so. She acted really very much like a diva. And I understand it was an emotional, and the fact that she cried about missing her dad. I mean, my heart broke for her in that respect. But I just wonder, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say what everybody else is saying. They're going to get divorced right now, tomorrow, you know. I am going to say that there is a very, very large chance that they may not be compatible. Not that they don't love each other, not that they're using each other, not any of those things. We've all been there before where we've dated someone that is just not a good fit. And you don't realize it until a little bit further down the road.
Or a lot further down the road.
Or a lot further down the road.
You never know. I can give you a little scoop about Kim Kardashian if you want me to. It's going to be happening on my show tomorrow.
Okay.
That she's a really nice person. I mean, you look at her and you wonder, and celebrity trainer Gunnar Peterson, who is going to be a regular on my show once a month, who's trained everyone from Jennifer Lopez to, he trained Kim Kardashian for her wedding. He trains Tom Brady. I mean, who doesn't he train? I asked him about her, and he said, she's so nice and she's so down to earth. And that made me have a whole different, because you know, you read things and you see things and it's the whole public image, made me have a whole different feeling about her.
Well, I have to say, I have always said the exact same thing. I agree with Gunnar. He is on the money with that. She is a sweetheart. I have spent several different occasions with her where she just is very nice and down to earth and very sweet to talk to. And that's why I like to take this position of saying, I don't think that she's, you know, desperate for love or out to do anything crazy, but it just might be that she doesn't have good judgment. I think she might need a guy that's a little bit less meat and potatoes and a little bit more lobster tail and caviar. And I don't think that's Kris Humphries.
Yeah, he doesn't seem
You know,
like that.
he has the money, but he just doesn't have that swagger. You know, she needs to be with, God, I would love for her to date Diddy.
Really?
Oh, I just think that would be great for her. I think they would.
Do you hear that, Kim Kardashian?
I think she needs someone that is riding that glam train just as much as she is. I really do. But whatever. That's
to see.
That's just my thought. I actually commentated about this today on OMG, which is Yahoo.com's entertainment blog. I talked a little bit about, how much time I think Kim and Chris have left. And it's a blog, it's called The Famous, and it's on Yahoo.com in the OMG section, which is the entertainment section. I said I think Kim's going to wait to get pregnant before anything goes down.
I hope so.
Because she's dying to be a mom, and I'd like to see her be a mom. Okay, so moving along, let's switch gears here for a second, and let's talk a little bit about some celebrity fashion trends.
Ooh,
because I just love talking about fashion. So we're seeing a lot of houndstooth. Okay, does everybody know what houndstooth is out there? Okay, so it's kind of like this black and white checkered kind of look. So we're seeing Kim Kardashian, speaking of which, wearing it. Actually, she's sitting in a houndstooth chair. That might not be the right accessory to go with a houndstooth dress, but either way.
But she can pull it off.
She can pull it off because she's gorgeous. Evan Rachel Wood, we're seeing in houndstooth shoes. Okay, Ashley Green in a houndstooth clutch. So you can go a lot of different ways with this look, and it's actually a really nice look.
It's very pretty, I think.
Now, I'm not always a huge fan of black and white. I have tons of dresses in my closet that are black and white, and I love them. But I'm always more inclined to wear something bright and colorful. I don't know, that's just me. But I have to say, this is a really nice trend because I've been really into the red lipstick trends lately. Ladies, I just want to make a quick note to you. I always see celebrities wearing red lipstick and never thought that I could pull it off. And even when I wore it out one night, I didn't think I could pull it off until I saw the photos afterwards. And not to say that I rock it the same way that Kim Kardashian does, but really anybody can pull off red lipstick, any hair color, any skin tone, and you don't have to have these really, really full lips. I don't have very full lips. I have never gotten lip injections or anything like that. Maybe I will someday, I don't know. But you can do the red lipstick, and so a black and white trend like this is fantastic.
Yeah. It looks good. I like it.
I like it too. So also Gwyneth Paltrow, there's a girl after my own heart. She's rocking the houndstooth coat, and I actually have one of those that I can't wait to break out for the cold weather. Okay, now going on to a little bit more beauty talk. Guys out there, sorry, but at least now when your lady asks you what color lipstick she could wear, you know what to tell her. And by the way, anybody that wants to jump in, please just raise your hand. Any questions, anything. If you just joined us, I'm Dorothy Cascerceri, the senior editor for In Touch Weekly, and I'm here with Wendy Sloane, who is a radio personality. She has her own radio show in the Connecticut area, and it's going national this Sunday. You heard it here first.
Yep,
she interviews tons of celebrities. I am actually featured on her show every week talking all the greatest celeb dish. So we're just jumping around here to a few beauty ideas, and I have to say, I enjoy nothing more than going to the salon.
Favorite thing.
Okay, I love getting my nails done, I love getting my toenails done. However, I always have pedicure regret. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm relaxing, I'm reading my In Touch Weekly, I'm on my BlackBerry, I'm on calls, and the woman's, just painting my toenails, and then when she's done, I look down and I think to myself, why on earth did I pick that color? This is something that happens to me a lot, okay? So I like to try, anytime that I see a story about nail trends, I am right on it.
Are you?
Because there's so many colors. Like I told you, I'm a color person.
Yes, you are.
So when I get in front of an entire wall of nail polish colors, 2 different brands, Essie and OPI, it's like information overload for me. So this week in Touch, we're featuring blue nails, which I'm a huge fan of.
Whoa,
blue
nails.
We're not.
That's pretty blue, though.
It's very blue. We're not really doing a pastel blue like we were doing in the summer. This is more of a royal blue, even more of a navy blue, which is a really nice look. And also, there are some other interesting trends that I might try. I don't know. What do you think about the stiletto nail? So the stiletto nail basically looks like something, actually, it's very time appropriate that we're showing the stiletto nail because it's very reminiscent of Halloween. It's something that I would maybe put on my nail if I were to be a witch for Halloween. And I would paint my nails black.
Right.
It just so happens that Fergie is wearing the stiletto nail look.
Yeah, well, Fergie can kind of pull off anything, so.
She can.
Yeah. So
she's very edgy.
Yes.
She is very edgy. And then we also have the Half Moon Mani, which is color basically around the entire nail, and then a little bit of white on the bottom near the cuticle. Gold foil, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Gold is just a must-have nail color, I think, year-round. I like gold in the summer. I don't know, maybe I'm gaudy, but, and then we also have, oh my gosh, these Sally Hansen salon effects where you can just put nail polish strips on your nails.
Right.
Peel them off and you put them on.
Not a bad idea.
No, it's a great idea. I personally like going to the salon though. So, folks, I cannot even believe this. We're almost out of time. So I just want to quickly bring out my celebrity fave of the week, which I always love to talk about this. So I had the pleasure of meeting Shaquille O'Neal's wife, and I'm sorry, Shaunie. I shouldn't even refer to her that way. I had the pleasure of meeting Shaunie O'Neal, who is one of the executive producers of The Basketball Wives, another great show along the lines of Real Housewives. And, Shaunie O'Neal was married to Shaquille O'Neal. She is a great, fabulous, stylish woman. And just like a lot of these really smart entrepreneurial women, she teamed up with Chinese Laundry to basically develop her must-have line of shoes. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on one of the pairs. Ooh. And I have to say, these are the most functional and the most practical of the shoes. It's the Chinese Laundry Turbo boot. I'm not sure why they're called Turbo. Maybe they, I don't know, get you going on the sidewalk. But look at these boots. Are these incredible?
Not
you
bad.
have a little bit of a heel. And we're getting into fall now, so I have to start talking about some warmer weather trends, even though I'm reluctant to do so. They're black leather. They go up to your knee. You can also fold them over and wear them a little bit lower. And they can be worn over jeans, over cargo pants.
Nice.
You can wear them with skirts, with dresses. A lot of her other shoes are fabulous too. She has, she incorporates a lot of different elements into them. She has one pair of heels that is lace. She has another pair that has rhinestones and kind of more crystal decal on them. She has another pair that's a suede booty. So she has these 8 must-haves from Chinese Laundry, and I have to say I'm just really impressed by the line. She's onto a really, really good thing with her, shoe collection and designing and that sort of thing. So I just had to share these with my Paltalk friends. So everybody's taking home their own pair of, no, I'm sorry, we're not Oprah here just yet. But anyway, so I cannot believe that we have 2 minutes left. This is insane, and it makes me so sad. So I want everybody to tune in to Wendy's talk show tomorrow morning, Friday. Actually, if it reruns tomorrow, every Friday morning, 11 a.m.,
right.
WGCH.com, which is in Connecticut. And then also on Sundays, we're going to be able to hear you in how many markets?
27 so far.
27 markets, big markets, LA, Vegas, Boston, and
Seattle.
We're going to be hearing you at 2 p.m. on what?
On the Business Talk Radio Network.
Business Talk Radio Network. That is incredible. And is there a website or anything for that?
BusinessTalkRadio.com.
BusinessTalkRadio.com. And I just want to tell everybody thank you so much for joining in today. I'm Dorothy Cascerceri, your host and the senior editor of In Touch Weekly. I had so much fun chatting about everything celebrity.
Great. Thank you.
Please check out InTouchWeekly.com. Follow In Touch on Twitter at InTouchWeekly, and follow me on Twitter at Dorothy Lauren, and Facebook.com/Dorothy TV page. And we also have Facebook.com/
What's Up with Wendy.
What's Up with Wendy, which is Wendy's awesome show that I'm a part of.
Yes, you are.
Every week.
Thank you for that.
But we had so much fun. Can you believe how fast the time flies?
It went by so fast.
And I forgot to mention this awesome write-up of Wendy in the, what is this, the New Canaan advertiser. Picture of Wendy and Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Doesn't get better. That's right. He's a great guy.
You have a big fan in Regis Philbin, and now you have a lot more fans on Paltalk.
Thank you.
So
Dorothy.
I'm so glad that you joined us today.
Until tomorrow.
Thank you. Until tomorrow we'll be chatting. And thank you so much for sharing some of your stories, working with Geraldo. And who are you going to be having tomorrow on the show?
Tomorrow I'll be having celebrity trainer Gunnar Peterson, who will be once a month guest. And also, I just found a wonderful celebrity hairstylist who will be joining me once a month, is Campbell McCauley.
Great.
And he'll be calling straight from the set of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And of course, my old boss, Geraldo Rivera.
And Geraldo. We love hearing from Geraldo too, even though he's all tied up in the Gaddafi stuff, right?
He is. We're probably going to open with a little bit of that and his take on that, so you can only imagine.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Okay, well, we're going to say goodbye for now, but I will see you right back here next Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time at paltalk.com. Thank you.
Bye.